Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's me, Larry the Batman fan, back with another video. I'm going to be doing a response to Anthony Chobot Does Pop Culture. My good friend Anthony Chobot Does Pop Culture. Please check out his channel. He just reached 1.2k subscribers. And he's on the road to 2k subscribers. Congratulations to you, Anthony. And thank you for supporting me, and thank you for the shout outs. I appreciate it. So I decided to give back to him in this video here. I saw recently he did a top 10 best 2023 movies. I'm going to be giving my impressions on the 2023 movies, but I'm also going to be including the movies from 2022 as well. A couple of them I thought were 2023 movies, but they ended up being from 2022, so it's going to be both of those in the same video here. He also did a video on the top 20 or top 10 best movies from 2022, so screw it. I'm just going to throw them in here. So let's get started. So the number one movie that I thought of 2023, from what I saw, was John Wick Chapter 4. Continues the saga of an assassin with a price on his head, and all these other assassins want him dead. He has a black friend in the movie, and one or two other allies in the movie, but the rest pretty much are after him to kill him and take him out. You know, and his dog is in safekeeping because his first dog got shot. It's a very good action movie, and I highly recommend it if y'all are a fan of John Wick. Number two here is The Equalizer 3. The Equalizer 3 I thought was a really good movie. I liked it better than the second one, but it still wasn't as good as the first one. But I liked the how they changed it up with him defending the church against the bad guys and everything, and the action sequences were pretty intense. I mean, he shot one guy in the eye and it put a whole bullet through his head and eye or something. It was crazy. The violence was pretty intense, but the action scenes and everything was great. And the acting was pretty good as well. Alright, anyways, number three is Plane. Plane I thought was a really good movie, good action movie with Gerald Butler. He's like the commander of a plane, and he's flying some people. They're supposed to be going to, I think, England or something. I forgot that. It might have been from England to New York City or some shit. I don't remember. But he was flying somewhere and they ended up trapped in the Philippines. So when they got there, they were exploring a little bit, but then they found out that one of the leaders there was a corrupt man with a bunch of people who worked for him and kill innocent civilians. So they do their best to gather up the food and stuff, and then they had to fight off those guys. Not everybody makes it. Some people die. They had to work their way back to the plane, get the plane started up, and get out of there, basically, escape. It was a very good movie. Excuse me, very impactful. It definitely had a lot of good scenes from the Philippines. My girlfriend's from the Philippines. You know, and the action and everything was great. So I recommend Plane. Number four we have here is Super Mario Bros. This is a very good movie. I definitely recommend that. It was a lot better than that movie from 1992 or 1993. That movie really sucks. The movie's garbage. It's not a good Mario Brothers movie. But they perfected it in a cartoon style, and it did very well. Him trying to save Peach, along with Luigi, his help, to defeat Bowser and save Peach. It was a good movie. I recommend it. Number five is Miss Anthrothorpe, or Porp, however you pronounce it, To Catch a Killer. That's a good detective movie about a girl teams up with another cop to catch a serial killer. I recommend that movie. That was pretty good. I think Rotten Tomatoes gave that around a 40 or 50%, but screw Rotten Tomatoes, they're wrong on that one. It's a decent movie if you like mystery movies, so definitely recommend that. And then next up we have Enola Holmes 2. I definitely recommend Enola Holmes 2 if you guys like detective movies, but instead of with Sherlock Holmes, it's with his daughter instead. I definitely do recommend that movie. It was a lot of fun. Not really an action movie, more mystery related, because she's solving mysteries. In the first movie, she was trying to gain ground, but in the second movie, she gained ground to where people respect her as a well-known detective who solves crimes and everything. And she has help from one other person that she hires. The two of them work together to solve the mystery. It was a good movie. I recommend it. Hopefully they'll make one more Enola Holmes movie. Next up we have Knives Out, Glass Onion. Daniel Craig. This is another mystery movie, of course. Excuse me. Daniel Craig plays a detective in the movie, and he plays Benoit Blanc. On the case again, hot on the trail to solve a mystery. He goes to a mansion that's heavily guarded. He's invited to go to the mansion. When he gets there, everything is normal for a little bit, but then someone ends up killed, and then he decides to investigate. He's not the only one there. There is other people there as well. There's 3 or 4 men and 3 or 4 women in the movie as well. I forgot the actresses' names, but I'm sure y'all can look that up. So anyways, he decides at that point that everyone is a suspect. Not himself, though, because he's a good guy. And so he investigates further to find out who the murderer was. It had some comedy in it, and it did have some action in a couple of scenes with him fighting the bad guys. The part where he's smoking a cigarette, chucks it, because there's like this loudspeaker that said, "No smoking on the grass." It was a really good movie, good sequel. I definitely recommend Knives Out, Glass Onion, or Knives Out 2, however you want to pronounce it. Next up, we have Extraction 2, the sequel to the first Extraction movie with, I believe, Chris Pine. I believe that's Chris Pine. It's not Chris Hemsworth. Or maybe it is Chris Hemsworth. It's one of them. Chris Pine or Chris Hemsworth. And he does a really good job in this movie. Like a soldier. Lots of explosions in the movie, and it's acted pretty well. The acting is not like amazing, but it's done pretty well, and it's good. I recommend it. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a few things, but I remember seeing bits and pieces of it. Explosions and everything is amazing. The action it's good. It's solid. Then number 9 is The Covenant. I thought The Covenant was a good war film. I definitely recommend The Covenant if you like war films. And number 10 is Day Zero. It was filmed in the Philippines, I believe. But it's about this guy. He was once a secret agent or a cop, and he's like trained, to fight bad guys and stuff, but he ends up getting arrested for, I believe, a crime he didn't commit, or a crime he did commit. So he's sent to prison. Everything is normal for like a year or so, but in the prison he ends up becoming friends with pretty much this nerdy kid who can't fight his way out of anything. He fights off those guys. But as the movie goes along, they end up all being released from jail, only to find out that there's a apocalypse going on, and a lot of people are infected by a virus, turning them into brutal zombies. So they had to find ways to get away from them, and not everybody makes it. The zombies are feeding off the people and everything. But he's in search of his wife and his daughter. And along the way, his friend decides to team up with him. He didn't want him to go with him, but he decides, no, I gotta help you out, man. So they load up on some like supplies and ammunition and like crowbars and axes and stuff, knives and whatnot, to fight the zombies. excuse me, he eventually does find his wife and daughter, along with a man and his son, and two other survivors in the movie. And it definitely had a lot of action, a lot of shooting of zombies and everything, a lot of throwing axes and beating zombies up in the face with like crowbars and bats and stuff. So I recommend it, although you got to watch it with the subtitles on. I watched it on YouTube for free. This movie came out in 2022. But it's a really good movie, and I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of zombie films or movies that are foreign, Filipino language. But like I said, you can pull up the subtitles if you choose to. Honorable mentions would be Heart of Stone, 57 Seconds, the original Extraction. I think that came out in 2022. No, actually that came out in 2021. So we have 57 Seconds, Heart of Stone, The Marvels I thought was a pretty good movie, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. I think that came out in 2022, so I will put that up there. Spider-Man No Way Home. And then you had Assassins with Bruce Willis. And then A Day to Die with Bruce Willis. I'm not putting Barbie up here. Barbie sucks. Fuck Barbie. And so those are a couple of honorable mentions. Although, oh yeah, I can't forget Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is the shit. Yeah, gotta put Blue Beetle up there. And also Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Can't forget those two as well. Yeah, and also Fast and Furious 10, or Fast X for short. So those are some of the honorable mentions. Thank you very much, Anthony Chobot, for your top 10. And this is me responding to my good buddy Anthony Chobot, does pop culture. Hopefully he will check out this video and watch it. And thank you to Jack of Gold Kick. Shout out to Jack of Gold Kick. Shout out to Real G Money Harrison. Shout out to Teddy Rubskin. Shout out to the Filipina P. Shout out to OGP. Shout out to Fluffy Gamer. Shout out to Wet Movie 1. And shout out to everybody else who's been watching my channel. I thank you for the support. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching my gaming videos and my other topics that I've covered. God bless you all and have a great day. Take care. Peace.